Ladies and gentlemen, something that is very, very important in our job is actually reading body language.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that is something that as hosts we kind of need to understand. We need to be able to look at our guests and understand, whether or not they're comfortable with the question, whether or not, they are okay to answer certain questions as well.
Exactly.
But what happens if a person who knows how to lie starts deceiving you? Oh, that one I cannot tell.
That one is very, very dangerous because again, within how the world is nowadays, it is so difficult to really understand how a human actually behaves, to really understand what he means, whether he's saying the truth or not, whether he's being elaborate to hide the truth, whether he's trying to contain some information, not really releasing everything else, but being so convincing as well. It is a hard task to handle. And hence why we've actually brought down an expert today to help us with all of this deceptive behavior. We know that we're not going to be deceiving at all. We're truth speakers, of course. Hence why we have together on the show with us, we have Jackson YOGARAJAH, who is an author who's going to be speaking to us about this deceptive behavior. Jackson, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. You look comfortable, so you're not deceiving us, right? You are good.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why he's like, the body position is there, very straight up.
Yeah.
Cool. So what I understand a little bit about, before we get into deceptive behavior, first of all, it's body language, right? It's something that we as hosts, we need to be able to kind of figure out from a guest. So I'm just going to guess from your body language that you're not as comfortable as yet. Am I right or am I wrong?
Let me tell you, first of all, I personally don't like the word body language.
Oh, why?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a misnomer. It's an oxymoron.
Okay.
It's an oxymoron. Because body has no language, language has no body. People have been using it very frequently because of Desmond Morris and authors who have written books on kinesthetics and kinesics, and they find that the word body language means that a person has a language, but it's actually non-verbal communication.
Non-verbal communication.
NVC. I like to call it as NVC. Non-verbal communication.
Okay.
Ah,
yes. Non-verbal communication. So people misuse it, abuse the word. They use it, oh, what's your body language? Oh, nothing. It is non-verbal communication. Simple. Simple as that.
Well, it is true. The fact that you are still silent in regards of not speaking or not communicating verbally, but when your body moves, again, we're not talking about body language, but you are communicating, but in a different manner. Hence why it is called a non-verbal communication. So I think we should, stick to that and throw away the oxymoron as what you what you just shared.
It's a misnomer. It's like saying original copy.
Okay. But back to the question, was she right then? Are you not really that comfortable?
No, I am. It takes time for me. So, yeah.
Ah, interesting.
It's normal to be a bit anxious.
Of course.
Okay. So let's just get into it, right? Can you explain to our audience, what does deceptive behavior mean?
Yeah.
What does it entail when somebody says, hey, this person got deceptive behavior?
Yeah, deceptive behavior is an intentional false statement. Saying something which is not true.
Okay.
Which is not true. To create some perception which is wrong.
Okay.
So that is it. Deceptive behavior is being false, not true.
So is this a fancy word to replace the word liar then? or does it go deeper than that?
No, lying, yeah, deception, lying. That's it. If a person is lying, he is lying. Yeah, he's not being true to himself.
Right. So I think one of the main questions that everybody will ask you is that how can we detect when somebody is emitting or somebody is being deceptive? How can how can we tell? Because I'm very gullible.
Oh yeah, no,
she
is.
If you tell me sometimes if the sky is purple and it's purple that day, I will believe.
So
I don't believe the earth is flat lah. But like I'm very gullible, right? So as somebody who is like me, how can I tell or how can I kind of read somebody and be like, oh, maybe this person's lying? Or maybe this person's emitting like, deceptive behavior. How can I tell?
No, that's more guessing. I mean, trying to consider a person lying. That's not what we teach. I teach questioning strategies. When you question a person, you observe while you listen.
All right.
I call it the owl mode to detecting deception. That's the methodology.
Okay.
Owl's mode. Observe while listening simultaneously.
Wow.
So when I ask you a question, I will listen and observe at the same time. Observe while listening. That is when you detect deceptive behavior. You see the non-verbal as well as the verbal indicators of deception. So once you have understanding and knowledge of the verbal indicators of deceptive behavior and the non-verbal indicators of deceptive behavior, you are going to observe while listening simultaneously within 5 seconds after the question is asked.
Okay.
Whoa, all right.
So when I ask you the question, what did you do? And when you ask questions, your strategic questions should be more like presumptive or like bait question. Like for example, if a maid you suspect the maid has stolen something.
Okay.
So you bring her to the place where the theft occurred.
Okay.
And then you ask her, before that you must be able to program the person.
Okay.
That is, you must be able to give a legitimate statement. Say, I had some money here, and now it's missing, and I would like to know whether you happen to have taken it. Then you ask her a presumptive question. If she's Salma, what did you do with the money?
Oh.
Okay. Not even telling her, accusing her or whatnot. You just come up with that question.
It's a presumptive question.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see? Then she'll say, what money? Her answer is not forthcoming as a truthful behavior. Because when you said, what did you do with the money? She said, money, I did not take any money.
Yeah.
She denies it immediately.
Correct.
You see? Instead, she said, what money? Because she has already said, I had $500 here, and I kept it on this table, and it is now missing.
Yeah.
Salma, did you take that money? And she will say, no, I did not take that money. That's a good answer. But instead she say, what money is failure to answer the question.
Okay.
So it's a verbal indicator of deception.
Okay.
Then you ask a bait question.
Right.
A bait question where you create the mind virus.
Okay.
I'll tell you more about mind virus. The bait question is there any reason the pool boy or the
Gardener or whatever.
gardener say they saw you in my room?
Just baiting her.
Yes, baiting her.
Oh, wow.
Then she goes
We see
into,
this a lot on TV, actually.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of interrogation stuff.
yes, then she goes into a mind virus. You know what's a mind virus?
Basically, yeah.
It's creating a hypothetical situation where you ask the person a question. Is there any reason that the gardener said that he saw you? So you suddenly go into a situation, if you are guilty, you'll have this mind virus where you can observe it. Okay, for example, let me tell you what's about mind virus.
Okay.
Say you have come to work. Say Mr. Din. Din has come to work just 8 o'clock in the morning. He sits in the office. And you come and tell him, Din, boss wants to see you right now. Then you ask, why now? What happened? What did I do? What will go on in his mind? Will he be thinking that the boss is going to give him a raise? Is going to give him a bonus? Or is he going to think, what happened yesterday? What did I do yesterday? Did I give my report in time? So the thing which goes into his mind is a mind virus. So that's the same thing when you ask a big question. Is there any reason the gardener say he saw you? And if you actually went into the room, you'll be thinking, oh my, this gardener has seen me. So your mind. So that is where you see non-verbal indicators of deceptive behavior.
Wow.
Interesting.
Right.
So the methodology, within 5 seconds after asking the question, you observe and you listen simultaneously. That's why I teach the owl's mode.
All right.
Interesting.
This is actually to capture and to
Yeah.
understand, should someone is lying or should someone is, accused of, should they actually done anything wrong. But what we want to actually know, we want to talk about the professionals here, the ones who does this for a living.
Yeah.
They're so good in deceiving. They're so good
Con man.
in the,
Yeah.
con man, basically.
Professional con man.
Yeah. So hence why the name con, it comes from the word confidence. So these are basically one of the criteria of a con man, isn't it? To be super confident in what they do and able to, you know, sing lies to people and people just take it on the surface like that.
Let me tell you one very good important. I promise you, if you do that, if someone goes to tell you or a story and to get you interested in a certain thing, in a certain project, so
Excited, yeah.
you know, that you feel for it, what you must do is ask another person, a confidant, tell him what has happened, what this person has spoken to me, what he has told me, and what are the things he promises he will do, and now he wants me to give him 500,000 or 100,000 to start this project. What do you think of that project? If you ask another person, that person will tell you, oh my, this is a con job. I heard this 2 weeks ago. You will always break the jinx because the con man, when he wants to cheat you, he will speak in such a way, he knows you are falling for it. And the more you fall for it, the more you are done.
Yeah.
So you must be very careful to ask a third person. Ask him, hey, I have this guy telling me about this project, this thing. Do I have to go? Do I have to do it? Do I have to give him my account number? Do I have to give him the initial payment? You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
That person will tell you, no, don't believe him. Stop it.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the people don't. You know why? The con man will tell you, don't tell this to anyone. If you tell this to anyone, you lose the opportunity.
And that is, isn't that one of the main verbal cues that, you know, that person is a con man? It's like, hey, I'm offering you this offer. It's a great offer, but it's only for you. Therefore, don't tell anybody else. If not, you're gonna lose out on the opportunity, right? And that makes you feel, oh my gosh, I'm the only person that knows about this, right? And that creates this sense of like, people love secrets. I think people love this excitement and adrenaline, and when you have so much adrenaline running through your body, you don't really think, right? Interesting. I want to go into the different types of deception. So we have one of it which Mio has mentioned, which is people like to scam. A lot of scammers out there. So what are the other types of manipulation or the other types of deception that's very common out there?
Well, like interviewees coming for a job, they can tell the interviewer a lot of things that never happened, and to gain the trust of the interviewer. Or the investigator investigating a crime, he may want to tell him that he's innocent when he's not. You see? So there are many things. Even children, for the matter, may be into drugs and coming home late, and the parents are not able to understand that their children is getting into drugs. And they don't get to know the child well. So the child begins to be deceptive. So there are many areas you can see, boyfriends, girlfriends. They can say
partners.
Partners.
But one thing I do want to ask you about your opinion on this, because again, I don't know whether you've heard about this term or not, because this term has been used so many times during when I was young. Tipu sunat or bohong sunat. These kind of things where parents, white lies, where parents actually tell the children, okay, you cannot go there because of whatever it is, or I can't buy you this stuff because of whatever. But you're kind of like concealing the truth. You're like telling white lies to your kids. With in mind, you're thinking that this would be something better for your children moving on. So is it something that is practical that you say it would be okay to do, or it is still a lie at the end of the day? What do you think?
You mean a parent telling a lie?
Telling the kids,
No, don't do that. Always tell the truth. Always be honest.
Regardless whatever the situation is.
No, there shouldn't be anything like trying to deceive others. Or, you know, like telling when someone knocks the door, tell him I'm not in. You're teaching your child to tell a lie. To tell a lie. You see? So it's good. You confront the person. Tell him, I'm sorry, I'm not able to buy your product. Sorry, thank you. Close the door. Teach your children values. Teach them how to value truth. You see? Truth. Be honest.
Yeah, honesty is always the best policy when it comes to that.
Coming into extending his question a little bit further, if a person, I don't think deception is 100% bad, because you do need, for example, you have brought up police officers, the CIA, FBI, people who need to be who need to lie to get the truth.
Yes.
In terms of that, when is, or rather, when is it actually good to lie, or when is it the proper time to lie? Is it when we need to get information? Is it only, should it only be done by the authorities?
You see, lying, actually there are only two ways to lie.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know. Two ways to lie. Okay. There's one to conceal and one to fabricate.
Okay.
Either you half conceal and half fabricate. So a police officers can use deception. They may not want to tell actually a crime when a crime happens. They may not want to tell the public or to the press. They may conceal a lot of information because it may be a very violent crime. It may be a murder. If they tell the truth out, the people who actually murder may have an advantage over the police to get to the truth. I mean, it may be difficult for the police to investigate and to get the truth of the matter. So they conceal, so they have to lie.
So they have to lie.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But one thing, okay, extending on your question as well, this is getting more and more interesting actually. Okay, for instance, I give you an example, company XYZ. Something happened with it and company. Something really bad happened internally. And it went up to the bosses, to the management, and as much as they want to, they cannot share this information, at least to the extent of the whole truth, to their own employees, to the public, to the press and whatnot, because they could have repercussions because of that. Now, is that lying, or are they just being careful because for the sake of the better of everyone? If they told the truth, that it would be worse. What do you think about that?
Well, if they think that it is going to cause harm to the financial harm to the company, they may want to not to conceal it. It depends on them. But in the first place, how do they get to that situation? It is where they are wrong.
Right.
How do they get into that situation?
First of all.
Yeah. But to conceal is wrong.
Wow.
It's wrong.
Wow. Well,
Like you said,
I might want to tell you, a lot of people think that everybody lies. Have you heard people say, you know, the white man in his books, in all his books on lying, he says, everyone lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you say? What do you say? Is it true?
Is it
I mean,
true?
people say, the white social lie, social lie, white lie.
And if you believe the lie enough, you believe it as the truth, right?
Yeah.
I want to, because we're running out of time a little bit, so I want to, before we go, I want to touch a little bit about your book. So you have also written a book called Body Language Book, which is now being used as a textbook in University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia.
Yeah,
so yes, you want to, do you want to touch a little bit
Yes.
about the book? Want to highlight it a little bit? How do you feel like you know it's being used as a university textbook?
Yeah. In fact, I was last week with the secretariat, with the corporate people, and Dr. Fakrul, who's the associate professor. He's in charge of artificial intelligence.
Right.
And they are talking to me about artificial intelligence in lie detection.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very prepared to help
Yep.
them. See, my textbook is used by management courses for advertising, for PR, for commercial, interviewing, investigation. University of Defence, in fact, Dr. Ahmad Mujahid, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, is very interested in this subject being taught at the management courses programs in the university. It is he who got me to write the textbook for the university. And it's now 2 years they are using it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I must thank Dr. Ahmad Mujahid, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, for his interest in this subject.
All right, awesome
Very
stuff. So should you guys want to know more, you guys can actually Google, the author himself, Jackson YOGARAJAH, and find out more about his book, online, and yeah, so quick. Oh my God, that went like...
I know.
Okay.
I didn't even realize it was
more
already
questions.
the last question. That was, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, lying is such a interesting topic.
Yep.
I still at the end of the day don't understand why people lie.
Yeah, let me tell you, finish off what I said just
Okay,
now.
you've got 20 seconds, go.
Everybody lies. It's not true. There are a minute percentage of people in the world who do not lie.
Who do not lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do not lie.
Yep.
Not white lie, not black lie, or rainbow colored lie.
Okay,
They don't. You know why?
Yep.
Because they don't know how to lie.
Okay, yeah, that
All right.
sounds like Mio and Erin. Mio and Erin pula. I keep calling you Erin. Oh my God, Zoe here. Thank you so much, Jackson, for coming on to the show. You know, I'm fumbling down here. It shows that I'm Malay apparently. So thank you again, Jackson, for coming down. Wow. Okay.